fine tradition of taping.
Great!
Another fine tradition. A fine tradition.
How you doing?
Hi Jenna, we're about to Hi Jenna. Oh, we're going now. Oh, we're going. Hello.
Hi.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Jenna wants to see who's here.
Hi Jenna. Hi Jenna. Hi sorry. Well, you're not here. Is she sick?
Yes.
Hi camera.
watch students walk into assemblies. How many of you know that when you have an assembly at school, even if it's no good, it beats class? How many of you know that? When I go into the schools, I do assemblies for little kids, middle kids, big kids. And I love to watch all three of them walk in. It's excitement time. And pretty soon, you'll be sophisticated like high school students. I love to watch high school students. They walk in, they're ready for life. They're our future leaders. You can tell high school students, they go. The other day, 13 girls coming in. All I said was, "Good morning, ladies." They said, "We're going back to class." But there was a group of seniors walking in, 8 o'clock in the morning for the assembly. As they started walking in, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Hi, I'm Bill Sanders. I'm the speaker this hour. When I get done speaking, you're probably going to be better looking, have more friends, get better grades, and your mom won't bug you." I could tell I motivated them. They went, In 3rd grade, we used to call them gruesome, twosome, double trouble. We're talking twins. They usually come in twos. We're talking girl, boy, search, destroy. If I just break out for no reason tonight and smile, or if you see me back here later on and just laugh, it's because, real simple, I'm here with you, he's home with Mama. Their names, Crystal, Pistol. That's not his name, but that's his game plan. His real name is Brandon. Just changed it the other day to BJ. Now we gotta call him BJ. Been Brandon for 8 years, and all of a sudden, call me BJ. He's got the kids at school, call me BJ. I asked him, I said, "How come you want to be called BJ all of a sudden?" He said, "Because I've never heard a kid named BJ get in trouble. Everybody I've ever known named Brandon gets in trouble." Twins at 3 years old had never before. And their bodies were freaking out. I don't know the nice way to say the word vomit. I did hear of a good term the other day from a 6th grader in Ohio. He said the new term is protein reversal. Anyway, my twins were freaking out, man, I'm not kidding you, because they had never vomited before, except when they were babies and they forgot about it. And so all of a sudden, they're looking at their big sister for a little leeway, you know, and a little leadership. And of course, she showed them. Bam! Brandon looked, first thing he did was he said, "Whoa." He asked his sister, they're holding their buckets, their stomachs churning. He looked at her, he said, "Are you gonna do it?" She said, She went, he said, "Yes, you are." But he was the first one, I'm not kidding you, freaked him right out, man. It was instantaneous. He went, "What is it?" Both sisters always act like they're smarter. Supper, stupid. Somebody who always does. I'll never forget the first day of 2nd grade for me. The other kids were there, I was standing there. And immediately they noticed my foremost protruding features, my knobby knees, my bony elbows. And they also noticed, by the way, number 5, the nose. How many of you know that noses are supposed to be small when you're small? They're supposed to grow as you grow. Not me. I'm fortunate. I've had this beauty since I was 2. Some kids' face grow around their teeth, mine grew around my nose. I'll never forget it that day. I'm standing there, the other kids walk by, I'm just hanging around, acting cool. They saw my knees and my elbows, and one kid yelled it right out. I'll never forget it as long as I live. He yelled it right out. "He's skinny!" They all started to laugh. Instead of laughing with them, I ran home crying because I didn't know the laughter lesson. Here it is. When people laugh at you, if you'll also laugh at you, they'll stop laughing at you. But if they see they're getting to you, they're going to keep on laughing at you. I didn't know the secret. Instead of laughing at myself, I ran home crying. I went home. Have you ever seen a kid cry the way I used to cry? Whenever I cried, my dad would give me a spanking, for instance, for something I deserved, and I'd cry. Saturday night, you think it'd be all over. Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, maybe lunch, maybe church. I never knew when it was going to come back. At any given time, it would come right back. You know what I'm talking about? The good Lord made you skinny besides your dad's skinny too. I said, "Yeah, but you're a skinny old man." I made myself a promise that day. 2nd grade. I've never forgotten. By the way, let me stop real quick and ask you, if I asked you how many of the 5 most important impressions on your mind, what do you remember most 5 most important issues, incidents in your child in elementary school? I'll bet you 4 of the 5 were when you were put down, embarrassed, made fun of, or laughed at. I'll never forget it. I went to my room and made myself a promise. I said, they're never going to make fun of me again, at least not because they see my elbows or knees, because they're not going to see my elbows or knees. I was afraid to go out for sports. I was afraid to raise my hand in class. I was a non-reader until I was a college student. I was afraid to be me. I was 17 years old before I had enough self-confidence to wear in public short-sleeve shirts or short-sleeve pants. Short-sleeve pants, that's a good one. Next time you go to the store, the guy says, what do you want? Tell him, short-sleeve pants. I was working with, his name is Steve McKinley. We were working construction. We painted yellow lines, parking lots all across the country for 6 summers in a row. I had on long sleeve shirt, long pants. He had on cutoffs, tennies, no shirt. That's how you dress when you're working outside in 100 degrees. But that day he walked up to me and he said, take your shirt off, man. And of course I answered him, I said, nah, the heat doesn't bother me. Guess what he did not do? He did not walk away. Usually when somebody offers you advice and you say, I don't want it, they say, sorry, and they leave. He didn't walk away. He looked me right in the eye, I'll never forget it. He said, don't you think I know that you've got a hang-up about being skinny? He said, here's something obviously you don't know about me. He said, we're friends because of who you are on the inside, not what you look like on the outside. Of course, for effect, he had to add, if it was what you look like, we definitely wouldn't be friends. But that day I understood what the little boy from Dallas, Texas said when he said, God made me, he doesn't make junk. And it took me a long time to realize that what my friend Steve said was exactly what God had been saying to me all along, but I never heard him. God looks at us on the inside. He doesn't care what kind of clothes you have or how expensive your house is. He loves you for you. I want you to know something. Go ahead, that's a clap for the Lord. Michael Jordan goes into schools, and I ask you to pray for the pain that he's going through. Michael Jordan, by the way, right now would give every penny he's ever made, every headline he's ever earned, to have his dad back for one more day. What we take for granted, some people would give their entire lives for. I used to take my dad for granted when I was your age. If my dad was here right now, I'd show you how cool it is to kiss and hug and say, I love you, Dad. My dad died 5 years ago. I can't do that. Some of you know that pain. Most of you, however, will grow up through your high school years knowing the shame of being too cool for the people that love you the most. Peer pressure. Michael Jordan comes into schools. He asks these 2 questions. Whether it's elementary, junior high, or college, he says, and if he were here, he'd ask these questions. How many of you wish you had my talents? He says, everybody, lots of people anyway, raise their hands. Then he says, what would you do if you had my talents? And kids start yelling out, I'd be rich, famous, NBA scoring champ. I was asking some elementary kids the other day. I asked this little kid, 2nd grade, I said, what would you do if you had Michael's talents? He was about this high. He grabbed a mic, he said, slam that sucker. But then Michael Jordan says, you're all wrong. If you had my talents, you wouldn't be playing pro basketball. They go, huh? He said, if you had my talents, you wouldn't even make the team in junior high. And they go, huh? He says, listen close. And he says it in public schools all over the country. He says, what makes you think you'd use my talents? If you're afraid to use the talents God's already given you. You see, when you look around at other people's talents and you don't use yours, you're wasting them. And I ask you this question. Are you using the talents God gave you? A more important question. Do you know, personally, the God that gave you those talents? Peer pressure. Let's find out how many of you follow the crowd like the sheep, or if you can think for yourselves. Wake up your hands. Here we go. Right hand up and down with me 1 time. All right, just 1 time. Now do it 1 more time. Now keep up with my hand. If I go up, you go up, down, down, over. over. If this hand's out of shape, it's 42 years old, you ought to be able to keep up with it. Do what I do. Here we go. Ready? All right. Now, 2 hands. Here we go. Listen close. 2 hands. When I cross my hands, I want you to clap 1 time. If I don't cross, don't clap. If I cross, clap, don't cross, don't clap. Let's see how well you do. If I cross, clap, don't cross, don't clap. Let's just see how well you follow. Instruct. Here we go. Ready? Now you see? Some of you are very brave. You're going like this. Only raise your hand if you can answer yes to this question. Don't raise it if you can't. Here it is. Only raise it if you can say yes. Don't raise it if the answer is no. Here we go. How many of you in this room can think for yourselves? Thank you. Put your hands down. Do you see what happened? Almost 2,000 young people, America's only future. I said, how many of you can think for yourselves? Out of 2,000, about 50 of you went. 1,950 of you, you didn't even notice it, but you went like this. You do it. Me too, Daddy. I'll do it again. Guys followed the crowd, so did girls. I saw one guy put his hand down, 9 of his buddies. That's nothing. I saw a girl go to the bathroom. Everybody in school chased her in there. I've been asking girls for a long time, why do you go in there together? One girl says, we all go to the bathroom together. There's only one girl. Brings hairspray. But the best one I'm going to count in just a moment. 1, 2, 3, go. Then I want all of you simply to clap your hands. You can do this with 1 hand, but it's harder. All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Ready? Step number 3. Right at that point where your thumb and your little finger are together, that point right there, put that point on your chin. Step number 4. Look around and see who knows what the chin is. This is the cheek. The chin's down here on the bottom. Don't feel like you missed what I saw the other day. One kid almost blew his ear off. You kids missed what I just saw. I just counted 400 adult and youth advisors here. You can always tell when they're leading kids. They go like this. They go. Beat the lie. You know what we try to do through life? We try to beat the lie. My niece is a therapist, physical therapist in West Virginia. She works with kids that have tried to beat the life physically. They try to beat it with a car and alcohol. And she works with them for 2 and 3 years. Helping them get the use of an arm or a leg and work with their tongue. It spuds after a couple of buds. I'll tell you what you've seen. A black and white furry pancake in the middle of the road. We're talking about a dead drunk dog. It's not funny, that's what happens. You know why Spuds always looks so good? He doesn't drink that stuff. You know why he doesn't fall over? Why he's never sick, he's never puking on TV? He doesn't drink that stuff. You know why the girls and the guys don't have beer guts? You know why they're not bombing? You know why they're employable? You know why their marriages aren't falling apart because of alcohol? They don't drink that stuff. You know why those Clydesdales can run with power? They don't drink. You ever wonder why Ed from Bartles and James can't say a word? You drink that stuff, that's right. I wish we had you know what their new motto is? Budweiser wants you to know how much they love you. They say, we brew our beer responsibly. What does that mean? They didn't urinate in it? Really, think about it. It means sick. Yes, no one went to the bathroom in your bottle. We love you in your Identify the word seatbelts with another word. You fill in the blanks. Here we go. You know it's a law to wear your seatbelt. If you wear them, you could save your life. But most kids your age don't wear them because they don't think it's cool. Therefore, I must assume they don't think it's cool to save their life. That doesn't sound cool. That sounds pretty. In fact, very, very. You got it. Give yourself a hand. You know that. He doesn't just work part of the time. He works all of the time. He's not only the way, he's the only way. We're here tonight to celebrate him. And if you've never met him, that is what tonight's all about. But there are people out there that don't care what you do tonight. Our sex guru of America, the last 20 years, she's not even the main spokesperson anymore. Dr. Ruth, who I consider to be the second most destructive person in America over the last 20 years, next to only Hugh Hefner. He popularized pornography, turning people into things. She popularized promiscuity, saying, do anything, it won't hurt you. If there are people around you that are talking and you want to hear, please ask them to be quiet. I cannot keep doing it, and I will not. I've got 10 minutes left. I don't want to talk over your buzz anymore. That the sex drive in you is too strong and that you cannot say no to premarital sex, and it's a lie. Then they tell you, just be responsible. I tell kids all over the country, if a health official ever says, or someone from Planned Parenthood ever tells you, here, just wear a condom, be responsible, I say, hand the condom back to them and say, would you wear this condom if you knew the person that you were having sex with had AIDS? And they will say no, because condoms don't work. They cannot protect your mind. They fail up to 28% of the time. That's like 4 people jumping off of this building. 3 of them have a good parachute, 1 doesn't. You don't know. I'm not jumping. Kid walked to school one day, junior high, had his t-shirt, said help stamp out virginity. Everybody laughed except the principal, who was a man of principle. They told the kid, take the shirt home and leave it there, and fold it up and leave it in your drawer, and bring it out when you're my age and your daughter is in the 7th grade. And then ask yourself, as you read the shirt real carefully, what night this week do you want her virginity lost? I've got this letter in my office. She's from Ohio. She had a 2-month love affair with her boyfriend in Florida. She made a big mistake. She believed the world. The world says if you're anybody, have sex with anybody. I have more girls coming up to me after my high school assemblies, at least 10 or 15 almost every day, saying you're the first person that said, I don't have to apologize about being a virgin. And it's going down to 5th and 6th grade. Her letter said he promised me that he would marry me if we had sex, and we did for 2 months, and he said, I'm going to marry you. He gave me an engagement ring. He made me promise not to open it until I got on the plane. Who wouldn't be excited? I got on the plane, I ripped the box open. It was the weirdest looking ring box I ever saw. It was in the shape of a miniature coffin. This is called a copycat crime. Maybe you've heard of others like it. I have had, in the 5 years since I've heard this story, I have had 6 other women tell me that the same crime happened to somebody they knew, and 2 of them, it happened to them. She said, I looked in the box. There was no ring. Just a message that said, welcome to the world of AIDS. I've also got this girl's letter in my office. She was the only girl who was saving herself for her husband in her high school. Small high school, 19 other senior girls. She was the only one who was still a virgin. The other girls made her feel so bad that she was not like them, that she was depressed and contemplating suicide. She went to Josh McDowell's seminar. She got back the next Monday. She went up to the girls and she said to them, don't ever again make fun of the fact that I believe in God. Don't ever again make fun of the fact that my parents have invited in me and invested their lives, and I have a high moral fiber. And then she said the kicker, don't ever again make fun of the fact that I'm a virgin. She said, I could be like you girls anytime I want, but none of you could ever again be like me. If you think that's worth clapping for, go right ahead. People in this world that are not on your side, come with me to a high school, 50 miles from my house. 700 kids in the audience. At the end of the assembly, my friend Jim Tooman was conducting it. He had the open mic. He said, come on down now. I've spilled my guts for 2.5 hours. Come on down, anybody. Say the 2 words to somebody in this room. If you heard my message, you'll have the courage. Thank you. Thank a friend. Thank a parent, even though they might be here or not be here. Thank your teacher. Thank you, God. Somebody come down and say thank you. Jim had done this for 15 years. First time he'd ever been skunked. The whole school was too cool to come down. They wouldn't take off their masks. He said, come on down. Somebody say thank you to somebody, and nobody would. And all of a sudden he said, then we'll close it off. We'll go to lunch, but she didn't have to. Because all of a sudden, out of the sophomore section, here she comes. 5 rows down. She walked across the gym floor. Think of the courage she had. This girl, by the way, will not be in the yearbook if she misses picture day. If you walk with her down the hallway, you will not be any more popular. She is not pretty or popular. She hasn't been blessed with what most of you have been blessed with, looks and talents and coordination. It's easy to sit through a message and talk to your neighbor, and you're showing character right now by not doing it. She walked down, this girl who nobody hardly ever sits with in the cafeteria. You know what it's like to sit alone in the cafeteria? I happen to believe that some of you do, but many of you don't. First time I challenged anybody to sit next to somebody in the cafeteria was 9 years ago in Indiana. And a senior girl did. She said I went and sit next to her. I got the letter 3 weeks later. And she said 3 of my friends came too, and all 4 of us apologized. She said, I read your book, I heard your talk. It still took me 3 weeks to have enough courage to do it. She said, I'm glad I became her friend because we all laughed and cried. And it was the most memorable lunch of my life. And I'm glad I did because that girl died 2 days later. And the whole school found out for the first time ever at her funeral that she had a disease that nobody knew anything about for the previous 2 years. Well, all of a sudden, this girl comes up to the microphone, and to everybody's amazement, this unpopular, unpretty girl says, I like boys. Especially this one boy. Let me see if I can find him. What you've got now is 400 boys in that audience ducking down. She says, there's the boy. And she pointed up to the senior section. And she pointed him out, and 700-800 eyes were on this kid. She picked the hunk of the school. Here are his credentials. I haven't embellished them. He was the captain of the football and the basketball team. He had a shiny new car, scholarships, girlfriends, looks, you name it, popularity, plus. She said, that's the guy. I don't mean to say that you're my boyfriend. I would never embarrass you like that. But I just want to say this. As hard as this was for me to come up here, I had to say those words the man wanted me to say. Thank you. Frankly, you saved my life yesterday, and you don't even know it. My mom read my journal. I hated her for reading my journal. I told her it's private. But she read it, and she saw that I was leaving. And yesterday was the day I was going to leave. I hate this school. I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of hurting. I'm tired of trying to prove to people that ain't my name. I've only been here 1 year. Only a few of you have ever taken the time to ask for my name. Many of you have names for me. She said, I walked into school yesterday because my mom told me, I've been praying for you, baby. I've been praying hard, honey. Something good's going to happen to you, but you got to let God work. You got to go to school or it can't have a chance. And she said, I believe my mom. And I walked into school yesterday and I was carrying my books and I found out something. I'll tell you something I found out. You can spill your books anywhere in the world, but don't ever spill them inside the front door, first hour. Don't ever do that. Well, I don't know if you know me very well, but I don't have to work at being clumsy. It comes real easy for me. And I tripped over my own 2 feet and my books went everywhere. And all I wanted to do, 8 o'clock yesterday, was pick up my books, but I couldn't. Because you, and she picked out 8 kids. She said, I'll never forget it as long as I live. You look like tall buildings, like mountaintops, like treetops looking at me, laughing, scoffing me. I knew my mom lied. I just wanted to die. But then, you came through, and you picked them up, and you got me up, and you even put your arm around me, and you got me out just said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry they hurt you so. They're really good kids. They just don't know how their words hurt. I wish it was me and not you. I'll never forget what you said. I wish it was me and not you. She said, oh, I went and cried. But they were happy tears. First time in my life in this school. My mom was right. Something good happened to me, and you're it. And I just wanted to say thank you. Then she went to put the microphone in the stand. It was one of those weird stands that you have to pinch and you have to slide it down in. And she couldn't get it in there. She was too nervous. Here this girl just spilled her guts and out. And they started to laugh. The most courageous thing they'd ever seen. Now she needs some help, and they start to laugh. First just 3, then 4, then about 12. And Jim was ready to stand up and walk over here and yell at him and say, I wasted my time. You didn't hear a word I said. But he didn't have to, because she looked up, and out of the bleachers, 12 steps up. You know who came. You know what they sound like, don't you, those old bleachers? White got order some freshmen. He put his arm around her, and he had the audacity to kiss her on the cheek, and then he said to everybody, Mary, you're the bravest of us all. We were too cruel to come down here and say thank you. I promise you, if you don't leave this school, no one will ever make fun of you again. And then he went. And they stood up and gave her a 10-minute standing ovation. They came down to the gym floor for 3 hours. They missed both lunches in 5th period. They laughed with, hurt with, cried with, and prayed with her. I want you to know something, kids. There's somebody that I know very well, and he's willing to come out of the bleachers for you right now. He's willing to come out of the bleachers for you right now. He's willing to come down there and stand by you right now and say no matter what you do the rest of your life, we'll do it together. He wants to meet you tonight. I close with this story, and I thank you very much, all 2,000 of you, for the attention you're giving me. She's my neighbor. Her name is Nikki Lemieux. 7th grade, same grade as many of you. She came down with leukemia. That summer she had chemotherapy. It was saving her life, but it took away her hair. She wore a wig. She went back to school, and in the first 2 weeks of school, her wig was torn off, always from behind, by 4 kids, 12 times in 2 weeks. And she picked it up, and she put it on, and she tried to wipe the tears. And 2 weeks of hell, she finally said, I can't do it anymore, and her mom and dad said, you can quit. Stay with us. When your girl's dying in the 8th grade, you frankly don't care if she makes it into the 9th. You see, I'm not amazed at the 4 kids that tore the wig off. I know that when we hurt, and you hurt like it, and so have I, it's easy to be angry. It's easy to get revenge. It's easy to just think of ourselves. But what amazes me is that 500 kids in that school, not one of them said, stop it. Give her a break. She never hurt you. My friend would not have had to hurt. My friend would not have had to die inside 100 times if you'd have been there. Because you could have said, stop it. I can tell by your eyes you can. My friend would not have had to go home every night with tears in her eyes, wondering who was going to do it the next day. If you'd have been there. Or you. Any of you. But you weren't. She quit school because nobody came to her aid. Nobody helped her put her wig on. Nobody told her to leave her alone. There's somebody here tonight that wants to help you. Oh, but I didn't tell you what happened. The next Monday morning, something happened. She changed. She said, Daddy, I'm going back to school. I got to find out something. They didn't know what she was talking about. She got dressed up, got her wig on, got as pretty as she could get. She had the same courage as 2 kids I've heard about, a 7th grader in Arkansas who comes to school, in his public school, with his New Testament in his pocket. One day, as the story goes, 3 bullies came up and said, "You sissy, religion's for sissy, prayers for sissy, the Bible reading's for sissies." This little kid handed the biggest of the 3 the Bible, and he said to him, "Here, see if you've got enough courage to carry this around school, just one day." Another story that she reminds me of was the 6th grader in Ohio. He wanted a motto for Ohio. Ohio didn't have a state motto. Our country's national motto is "In God We Trust, but dare we pray." Ohio didn't have a motto. A 6th grader named Jimmy Mastrodino wanted a motto. He was jealous of California. Their motto was Eureka, but he wanted one that really meant something. He came up with 6 words. He got enough petitions single-handedly. He went to Congress. Today, it's a law. You don't think you can make a difference in your school? A 6th grader named Jimmy Mastrodino went to Congress, and today, the official state motto for the state of Ohio, is "All things are possible with God." My friend Nikki got dressed up. She got in the car, and they took her to school. She hugged and kissed her mom and dad like she did every day, even though the kids made fun of her. Guess what? They will, you too. Who cares? If you got a mom and dad to hug and kiss, don't be ashamed of it. She got out of the car that day, and she was ready to go through the kids, wondered which one was going to tear her wig off that day. But she's turned around and said to her dad, Bob Lemieux, second cousin to Mario Lemieux. She said, "Daddy, guess what I'm going to do today?" Bob Lemieux's 6'1.5", weighs 220. He's no baby, but he was crying like one. He said, "What, honey?" She said, "Today, Daddy, don't worry about me anymore. I'm going to find out who my real friends are." And she took her wig off herself and set it on the seat. And she started to walk through 600 kids. She said, "Pray hard." And as she walked through them, across the playground into the school, she heard her dad say, "That's my girl." And she walked in and nobody made fun of her. Not one person. She's since graduated from high school. She was voted the most popular and inspirational student. Her disease is in full remission. She went to the University of Michigan on a scholarship, a 3.95 grade point average. She used to get a 2.5. And one in 2.5 months at University of Michigan, she called her dad up. We drove over there and she said, "I've got to go to another school, Daddy. I'm the only girl in the whole dorm floor. The entire floor of my dorm, I'm the only girl that doesn't smoke pot and that hasn't had sex. Help me find another college. I know it's going to cost you a lot of money. I'm sorry, Daddy, but I don't want to compromise." "That's my girl," he said again. "I was just at her miracle wedding that wasn't supposed to happen. She just had a baby, a little beautiful baby girl. Her disease is in full remission." I want you to know something. You want to find out who your real friend is? I want to give you a chance right now to find out who your best friend is. If you've never committed your life to the name of names, the King of Kings, I give you that chance right now. In the quietness of your own seat, I ask you to be brave enough to do business with God. If you bow your head, everybody, please. Don't want you to come down or stand up or wave your hand. I just want you to talk to God right now in your heart. Here's a prayer that I prayed when I was 28 years old. I couldn't look myself in the eye. I almost destroyed my family. I tried to take my own life. Drugs had ruined almost everything I'd ever built up. And I found myself flat on my back, and I prayed this prayer. I challenge you to pray it in your own way with me, with your eyes bowed between you and God right now. Dear God, I know I've goofed up. They call it sin. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I don't understand a lot of this stuff, but I do believe somehow that you care for me, and you want to make me clean, and you want to be my friend. please take over my life right now. Come into my heart. Be my Lord, my Savior, my friend. Give me strength to do what's right. Amen. If you've just made that decision, with all heads and eyes bowed, please, still in an attitude of prayer, if you've just made that decision, please, just look up at me and then put your head back down. God bless you. Many. If you've just asked Christ in your heart for the first time, look up until we make eye contact and then look back down. Oh, so thankful for so many of you. This is a time when the angels in heaven are dancing, they're singing. This is when they have their all-nighter. They go to the big mall in the sky, celebrating those of you that have just asked Christ into your heart. You can look up now.
Show me that thing. Show me that thing that you won.
Are you having fun?
Yes. So that's
I am Sarah Joy Trolton and I am joyful. Shut up.
Where are you going?
Leaving.
Okay.
Leaving.
Did this ride not satisfy you?
Well, you know, we're looking for more of an intellectual ride. It's just puke your guts out. Nothing. I mean,
Warning,
it's boring.
this video may solicit funds.
Please do not sit or stand on the fence.
can bowling.
I'm number 1 right now. 120. It's the best I've ever done in my life. Get it here in the All-Night.
It's not even done yet.
I know it.
Oh. Bounce flash. What?
Do you like crust?
I do. I'll eat it.
Right, I should tag.
Hey, Ryan.
Tell you.
How you doing? Good? Jonathan.
What?
How are we doing down there?
Hi, I'm doing fine.
Are you getting sleepy?
No.
Not
I'm
at all?
not even close.
Not even close. Yeah, but I haven't been on your bus bugging you, that's why. Oh, that was good. That's on video. Who did that? That was good. And what church do you go to?
Grace Church of Atlanta.
All right, they're awesome.
I like the gorilla.
So his eyes are scary. The consensus is the eyes are scary. Okay.
And my jacket's under here.
All right.
Go, Eric! Eric, jam out! Do it!
Get down, bro.
Get on the table! Get on the table! Let's get to the boat! Sometimes you gotta go get sprayed!
There's no drinking in this place.
It's just root beer, man.
This is a token.
How many do you have?
All of them.
All right, what do you got planned for them?
I'm gonna give them away.
Oh, that's so generous.
Well, I'm not much of a video game kind of a guy.
Hiya. Having fun?
Yeah.
Staying awake?
Yeah.
How was the pizza?
Good.
Good. There's some of your buds. We'll get her awake now. How many tickets did you win? How many? With how many tokens?
Bro, sorry. These are the best shoes ever made. You're leaving out the best part. Down here. Yeah, that's why it's not correct. He doesn't want to put it away. Hey, you don't want to see the best looking guy in the world?
say is All-Night BLITZ.
All right.
Hi, Jenna. Hi, Gary. It's nice day. Even though I can't pronounce my name.
How are we doing?
Horrible. Let's go first. I'm still making the meeting.
Very nice. All right. Okay, everybody now. Okay, everybody now. Thanks, champ.
You bet.
Oh, look, you guys. It's morning.
Hey, Gary.
Oh, this is so fun.
It's been a beautiful blitz.
It was dark when we went in.
Amazing.
Wow, capture the environment. Well, okay, let's take a guess on the temperature.
It's got to be about 20 below.
Oh, come on, a lovely 62 degrees. Bus number 59.
Best looking guys over here, you know. Yeah.
Good morning.
Why does he always go like this? That's what they do. Hey, down here! Down here! You cracked the lens. That's it. It's pretty here. It sucked. It really sucked.
Good morning. Hey, we did it again.
Yeah, that's right, Mike.
Good morning.
Warning, this tape may solicit funds. Soccer rules.
I have one thing to say.